Well, good morning everyone, and today is tour day. We're off, we're on tour. It's the first Saturday in September. Feels like autumn's creeping in. We're right at the back end of summer now, and we're away today down south on our way to New Haven, staying over in New Haven tonight, and then tomorrow morning we're jumping on the ferry to Dieppe. And it's years since I've been on a ferry. I was thinking last night, the last time I rolled onto a ferry on a bike, well, the last time I went on a ferry full stop actually was probably about 16 years, 15, 16 years. So this will be quite the novelty again. On the way to the departure lounge to meet Mike, then pick up Neil and Kevin on the way down on the M6. And then we're New Haven tonight, ferry tomorrow into Dieppe. And the plan is Monday, Tuesday we'll do the D-Day beaches, and then Wednesday possibly a trip to Le Mans. So have a little mooch around Le Mans for the day. So it should be an absolute cracker. It's been a long time coming. Mike's done all the work on this one. Mike's booked the accommodation and the ferries and sorted out all the logistics. My only input really was the itinerary for the 2 days on the D-Day beaches, where to go, what to see. I know certainly myself and Mike have been. I think this is my 4th or 5th time. Mike's been out once or twice, I think. I don't think Kev and Neil have been before, so that'll be brilliant for them to see everything for the first time. Unfortunately, Graham, who joined us on the ABR and has been on a couple of camping trips, wasn't able to make this one. I've no idea why, but he was a last-minute dropout a couple of weeks ago. But it should still be a cracking trip. And I'm running today on the old flying Satsuma, the Tiger 1050, a new clutch. Nothing like a last minute job before you go on tour. I was finding that it was just really getting unmanageably clunky, the gearbox, and finding neutral was a nightmare. And I believe it's a common problem with this generation of 1050s. And I just had enough of it. So I got the clutch done. Wasn't a cheap job, I have to say, but every conceivable part has been changed, including, and forgive me for not being technical on this, but some kind of oil feed that's in there, which is a known issue for these bikes, which doesn't allow sufficient oil into the clutch. Even that's been replaced, new cable, everything, the whole lot. 600 quid's worth, so not cheap. And at first I thought, bloody hell, that sounds expensive. The guy who did it, Aussie Mike, he's not known for ripping people off. He's as honest as the day is long, but it seemed a bit pricey to me. So I checked online, went on the forums, and a couple of people say no, that's about bang on the money. So it does feel better, I have to say. It certainly feels better. It's got a bed in, I guess, but at the minute it's feeling good. And then very, very last minute, the exhaust was blowing on this at the joint between the downpipe and the link pipe, and it turns out the gasket inside the downpipe where the joint is had just completely rotted away basically, so it was blowing out of the gap where the two pieces are clamped. And I could have left it, but I thought, you know what, I'll get it sorted. So that was done yesterday. So I was putting the exhaust back together about 6:30 last night. It's nothing like a last minute repair, is there, to keep you on your toes. So touch wood, it's all good to go, and hopefully everything's tightened up. We'll soon see, won't we, when we're going down the M6, I guess. It certainly sounds quieter, and it shifts nicer. So hopefully all is well. So we're just about to meet Mike, and then we're away. lad's here. Here he is, all kitted up and ready to go. Morning. You okay? So we've made it to the first night destination, Chalk Farm Hotel, somewhere near New Haven, no idea where. The bikes are all tucked up for the night, all looking splendid. A few bottles of beer have been polished off. We're just going to get ready to go out, eat, come back, maybe have a few more pints in the hotel, have a reasonably early night, and then we're away for a ferry at 9:30 in the morning. Should be a cracker. See you then. You okay, pal?
All good, my friend.
Excellent.
All good.
It's the morning after the night before, Sunday morning. Had a great little stopover at our B&B last night. A few bottles in the B&B before we headed out for some tea in a pub just around the corner. Cracking bit of food and probably a few too many pints, followed by a couple of rums, and then back to the B&B for a few more rums and a couple of bottles. But all in all, a cracking night. We're up early. It's before 8 o'clock and we're up, bikes packed, breakfast et, and we're away to the ferry port, about 30 minutes to the ferry port, and then next stop France. It's looking like an absolutely tremendous day. I think we may well have dropped on with the weather. Forecast 22 degrees. Hopefully the crossing will be nice and smooth. Weather will be the same in France. And it'll be a great start to the trip, I think, at the other end when we roll off. I think we've got about an hour and a half ride. Something along those lines towards Normandy and the Euro camp we're staying at. So that should be a good little trip. And then trunks on and on the water slides. Well, I'm not sure I've ever been to Surrey before, been through the county of Surrey, but this part of it certainly is absolutely beautiful. The Surrey Hills, I believe. And what a little run into the port this is. Just 5 or 6 minutes away, I think. A few little twisties to wake us up this morning. I have to say, I don't know about the other lads, but I'm certainly not feeling the sharpest this morning. This will do the trick every time. There's always a bit of excitement, isn't there, rolling into a ferry terminal. It's a long time since I've done it, but it's a great feeling.
campers.